Hey, what's up, everyone? Chase Craig here with Own Boise and Keller Williams Realty Boise, and today I'm going to be breaking down the market dynamics for 2019 here, October 2019. Today is November 5th, November 6th, excuse me. I just got this data yesterday. So we're going to be breaking it down. Not going to go super nerdy today, just going to point out some things that I think are kind of peculiar. And without further ado, let's just kind of dive right in. So I'm going to start with 2019. So as of October, there's 794 active listings in October. We go back 1 year, the same time 1 year, 914 were active. So there was more inventory on the market this time last year. Okay, well, let's look at right now. We had 741 sold in the month of October of 2019. We have 740 pending. So we go back a year ago this time, there was 773 that were sold. So slightly more sold and slightly less pending, 712. The numbers are almost identical when you add them up. So same amount of sold and pending roughly. There was just more inventory this time last year. Okay, so let's just have that in our minds. Let's go back to the same data we had, but pretend like it's October of 2018. So 914 were active. We already knew that. Well, what was happening a year ago before? So in 2017, in October, there was 1,025 active listings. This is actually pretty interesting. So we already know these numbers. 712 were sold, pending, and 773 were sold. Well, in October of 2017, there was actually quite a bit more that were pending, 200 more to be exact. And there was a couple more that were sold too. Well, what do you attribute this to? I just think it's important to point out there was more inventory back then, which means it's easier for people to buy homes, right? They could go out, see a home they like, and buy it. When the inventory goes down, there's less options for people to buy. Well, let's go to where we're at today, 794. So inventory is even lower, but the sales activity is almost identical. So I would argue that if we had more inventory on the market, we would have more sales. Not the craziest thing on the world to say, like, well, duh, if there's more things to sell, more of it will sell. What I'm challenging you to understand, though, is that, with the sales going down from 2 years ago, we had 913 plus 790, let's just call it 800 plus 900. We had 1,700 homes that sold and pended in October. This year, we're going to have roughly 1,400 or 1,500 sold and pended. So I think a lot of that has to do, that 300 down, that's almost a 20% decrease in sales over the last 2 years. That is because there's less homes to buy, period, the end. I don't think that's being driven by anything other than a lack of inventory. Now, what has that lack of inventory done? Well, let's go back a year ago. The average sales price was $318,000. In 2017, it was $278,000. Well, as that inventory has been driven down, prices have gone up. Same here. We had $325,000 in 2018. Now we're at $345,000. I am predicting, not a super bold prediction, prices are going to go up again in spring. I think most people would agree with me. We'll probably see an uptick in spring. We'll see more homes come on the market. We have pent-up buyer demand because there is no inventory. Look at these numbers here, guys. In Ada County, you have to go above $500,000 to find more than 2 months supply. So that means, let's just take $400,000 to $500,000 right now. This number means that in 1.4 months, if we had no new listings, all the homes would be sold. We have no homes on the market between $400,000 and $500,000. You guys have watched these before. You know that a healthy market is somewhere between 4 and 6 months of supply. That's pretty normal. Or 5 and 7 months. That's pretty normal. If it's below 4 months or 5 months, it's going to be a seller's market. If it's way below 4 or 5 months, right here, like all these numbers, right? 1 month, half a month, it is an extreme seller's market. And obviously, if it's above 7 months, it's typically a buyer's market. We don't have a buyer's market in any of our price points. Even over $1 million right now, it's a normal market. So that's about it for today's video. Everything's kind of trending the way that it has been, barring some sort of major economic crisis or something that is unforeseen. We should expect a very similar spring. Spring starts in February for all those out there considering selling their houses. Really, that's the best time to go on the market. February, March, April, we're seeing the most activity with the least amount of inventory. Best time for you to get the most bang for your buck. So consider that if you're considering selling. If you have questions about your specific situation, I highly recommend you speak with someone like myself or someone on my team that can help guide you through the process to make sure you're making a great decision. Thank you so much for checking this video out. If you have questions, again, reply in the comments or reply to this email if you're getting it via email. Let us know. We love to help you out. We believe it's never too early for you to get your questions answered. So feel free, hit us up. What kind of questions do you have? What would you like to see me talk about? There's a ton of numbers on here. Is there anything else you'd like to see me talk about and break down in here? Do you have specific questions about a specific area or what you see happening in the future, and you want my comments on it? I'm happy to share that with you. So thanks again for checking this out, guys.